All right, looks like we're live. Some technical difficulties again, but we'll jump right into it. Don't know if anybody will be hopping in on this since I gave everybody the wrong link prior, but this will be recorded for everybody for the future as well. So I'll give it a couple more seconds to have people pop in and out, and we'll take this live. So just give it a couple minutes. And we'll see what happens. All right, well, today we're going to be talking about repair management. It can be your best friend or worst enemy, depending on how you take the term. But just imagine a world where you can reduce your TATs, your turnaround times, reduce your cost without doing the work. And that's the concept of repair management. It's not to take over the burden and pay more. It's to drive better results without really doing any of the work, because you have more important things to be focusing on. Who am I? I am Nate Eglin. I am the CEO of Skylink, and I am here with you today to talk about this very topic. And before I get started, is make sure you go over to neverforgetyourwings.com as well, and we talk everything aircraft material related, the top tips, tricks, and trends to make your aircraft material life a heck of a lot easier. So make sure you go over there and check some of the stuff out. Some really cool stuff over there. The team does a lot of great work. It's human nature to want to do things yourself, and I understand that from a repair management standpoint. So when people hear repair management, they often get this unsettling feeling that they can just do it themselves. But I want to go through 7 key areas of why that might not be true in your situation. Now, if you're Southwest Airlines, Ryanair, some of these behemoths, that might not make sense. And maybe with certain ATA chapters in certain situations, it does make sense. But you're going to have a huge team. These are really for time-strapped professionals, really looking to drive results, but also focusing on other key areas within the operation and business. So the first one, one of the ways repair management can simplify your workload and your repair process is through increased communication. Now, just imagine a world where you have to send, let's say, 20 parts to 20 different MROs. The communication stream gets really complicated. You have to send 20 ROs, you have to process 20 shipments, you have to follow up with 20 airway bills, you have to follow up with 20 work orders and repair orders, and God knows if you have to piece them out, it becomes even more complicated, and you have to follow up. So the communication process gets spread between 20 different people. And I don't know if when you were younger, if you played that telephone game where you have a statement, you hand it to the next person, and they relay the statement to the next person. By the time they get to the end of the line, it's a completely different story. And it's similar to with the repair management or the repair process. When you're dealing with 20 different projects, 20 different parts, everything kind of just gets meshed together. And that includes the communication on the repair station side. They're not the most notorious for having great communication. So repair management will help streamline your communication. Why? Because you have one point person, one company, becomes a lot easier. The second point is reduced unnecessary paperwork. Why cut? If you're driving the same results, if you're cutting lead times and you're cutting cost, you can cut paperwork as well. So why send 20 ROs and 20 airway bills when you can only do it once? If you're reducing the cost and you're reducing the turnaround time, that just makes sense. And that's one way. Another way repair management can benefit you and reduce your workload, or not even reduce your workload, just make it smarter workload, is by reducing the unnecessary paperwork. The third is Streamline Shipping, and it goes to reducing paperwork as well. But just imagine, we go back to the example, 20 MROs, 20 airway bills, 20 airway bills you have to trace, and if they get lost, resolve those issues, and if they get stuck in customs, trying to navigate and figure that out. But then you also have, and we'll get to that in the next one, is the fourth point is reduce shipping costs. So, you know, you have 20 airway bills, but now you have 20 invoices or 20 shipments that you have to pay for. Whereas if you go to one, and it makes sense logistically, you have one, you're saving a heck of a lot of money on purely shipping costs. If you have 20 MROs in all different parts of the world, you have varying shipping costs. So if you have that streamlined into one shipping cost and everything stays the same, you've saved quite a bit of moolah, money. Economies of scale is the fifth point. So what is economies of scale? It's bargaining power, really. If you're a small operation and you're a small operator, MRO, whatever it might be for you, is your economies of scale is low. What does that mean? Give you Skylink for an example. Is let's say we have 5 different airlines and 2 different MROs, and we oversee, and we have 1,500 assets under our repair management program. We have bargaining power. We have economies of scale. We send more volume than a 2-fleet operator sends to these MROs. So we have a better relationship. We have better terms. We can get better results from our MRO partners, and we vet them pretty heavily as well. So that's what economies of scale means. If you're dealing with a repair partner that's a trusted material advisor and knows exactly what they're doing, then you should be able to take advantage of their economies of scale in the situation where you could not have that bargaining power. Going back to the Southwest in Ryanair example, they're going to have a heck of a lot more bargaining power and economies of scale than Skylink or maybe some of their other repair management providers. But if you've done it right, if you are a smaller operation, the economies of scale might be huge for you, and just you saving the time and not having to worry about it and to deal with that whole process. 6, it saves you money. I mean, if we just look at the example of shipping costs, that's immediate savings. But if you look at processing costs, if you look at your productive time, if you look at, you know, piece parting, a lot of the times is you don't have time to piece part. So you get a work order that is 20 parts long. You're not going to go out and pull from your stock. You probably don't even have stock. It's not what you do to drive down that cost. A good repair management partner will help piece part those spares to help drive down that repair cost. And that is the 6th big, but that's actually a huge point, is driving costs down from multiple angles, from shipping, from processing, from piece parting, from economies of scale, from negotiating labor rates because of volume. That all plays a huge part within a repair management program. And then the last one is huge, especially in this industry, is trust. We're dealing with, if you just go to wings.skylink.com/scammer, you'll see what I mean. Head there, download that, and it'll really help you. It's an awesome tool you should take advantage of. But really, to build trust, if you're tapping into a repair management program, it's building trust between you and your trusted material advisor, your repair partner, whatever you want to term them as. The more trust you have in each other, the better the relationship's going to get. The more they're going to help you out, and vice versa. So that relationship and that trust plays a crucial part within the repair management process in order for it to reduce your repair process time and results. So the goal of a repair management program isn't to take something and make you spend more money on it. It's purely there to drive better results, to reduce your total material cost. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, is just imagine a world if you could reduce your turnaround times, reduce your cost, and do none of the work. That is what a good repair management program will do for you. So don't let it have a negative connotation in your minds anymore. I promise you, if it's the right fit, if you're the right operation, it could be huge, reducing your turnaround times and your costs. And that's it. That's it for this video. We're hitting about 10 minutes, making this short and quick, talking super fast, so hopefully everyone's kept up. So really, again, to go back to wrap it up, is the repair management program is awesome. Head on over to neverforgetyourwings.com. We talk a lot more about repair management, how to process repairs, how to choose the right repair station. I mean, we talk about it all, so head back over there, and I will see you next week. And never forget your wings. Take care.